The following is a timeline of the history of the town of Istanbul, Turkey. Prior to 4th century, 657 BC, Byzantium founded by Greeks, 196 city taken by Septimius Severus, 203 hippodrome built, 4th–15th centuries, 330 Constantine relocates seat of the Eastern Roman Empire to Byzantium, renames it Constantinople, 365 city taken by forces of Procopius, 381 First Council of Constantinople held in Hagia Irene Church, 390 Obelisk of Theodosius installed, 413 Theodosian walls built, 476 Basilica Sistine rebuilt, 532 Nika riots, 537 Hagia Sophia Church built, 543 Column of Justinian erected, 626 Siege of Constantinople by Avars, Slavs and Sassanid Persians, 674 Siege of Constantinople begins, 717 Siege of Constantinople, 813 City besieged by Bulgarian forces, 821 City besieged by forces of Thomas the Slav, 860 Siege of Constantinople, 907 Siege of Constantinople, 941 Siege of Constantinople, 1100 Paper in use, 1203 Siege of Constantinople by the Fourth Crusade, in which Alexius IV was able to usurp the throne after Alexius III fled to Thrace, 1204 Siege of Constantinople by the Fourth Crusade, in which the Byzantines were overwhelmed and the city thoroughly sacked, 1348 Galata Tower built, 1376 City besieged by forces of Andronicus IV Palaiologos 15th–19th centuries, 1410 June Battle of Cosmidion, 1411 Siege of Constantinople, 1422 Siege of Constantinople, 1453 6 April 29 May, Final Siege of Constantinople, city besieged by Ottoman forces, Mehmed II in power, capital of the Ottoman Empire relocated to Constantinople from Edirne, Hagia Sophia in use, 1460 Grand Bazaar built, 1459 Topkapi Palace construction begins, 1478 Galata Mosque in use, 1491 Feroz Aga Mosque built in Fatih, 1509–1509 Constantinople earthquake, 1520 Suleiman the Magnificent becomes Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, 1554 Coffee House in business, 1558 Suleymaniye Mosque built, 1577 Observatory of Taqi al-Din built, 1584 Semblitas Hamami built, 1616 Sultan Ahmed Mosque built, 1746 Kalender Han Mosque consecrated, 1766 earthquake, 1821 Constantinople massacre of 1821. 1844 Norm Theatre opens, 1845 Galata Bridge built, 1856 Dolmabahce Palace built in Beşiktaş, 1861 Al-Jawaib begins publication, 1863 First painting exhibition sponsored by Sultan Abdulaziz, 1870 June 5 Fire in Pera, 1871 American College for Girls established in Arnavutköy, 1880 Yıldız Palace built, 1883 School of Economics established, Orient Express begins operating, 1890 Kumkapu demonstration, 1891 Imperial Museum founded, 1894 the 10th of July Pando's Creamery in business. 20th century 1905 to 21 July Yıldız assassination attempt. 1908 Istanbul declared a province with 9 constituent districts. 1912 Gülhane Park opens. 1913 Turkish and Islamic Arts Museum opens. 1914 Darülbedai Theatre founded. 1915 The 20 Hunchakian Gallows hanging occurs in Beyazıt Square. 1918–13 November, occupation of Constantinople by Allied forces begins, per Armistice of Mudros. 1919 Sultanate demonstrations. 1923 City becomes part of the newly formed Republic of Turkey. Turkish capital relocated from Istanbul to Ankara. 1924 Airport opens in Yeşilköy. 1930 City renamed Istanbul. 1933 Istanbul University established. 1938–10 November Death of Ataturk. 1940 Baghdad Railway begins operating. Ataturk Bridge built. Population 789,346. 1947 İnönü Stadium opens in Beşiktaş. 1950 Population 1,022,000. The 7th of June 1955 September Istanbul Pogrom. 1958 Kukukame Cinema opens. 1964 Harbiye Muzzin Ertugrul Stage opens. 1965 Population 2,293,823. 1969 Bloody Sunday. 1973 Bosphorus Bridge built. Istanbul Festival begins. 1975–30 January airplane crash. 1977–1 May Taksim Square massacre. 1979 Istanbul Marathon begins. 1982 International Istanbul Film Festival begins. 1984 March 23 Municipality of Greater Istanbul established. 1988 Fatih Sultan Mehmet Bridge built. 1989 Istanbul Metro begins operating. Kadıköy Haldun Tanah stage in use. 1994 Galata Bridge rebuilt. Recep Tayyip Erdoğan becomes mayor of Greater Istanbul. 1995–1995 Gezi Quarter riots. 1996 United Nations Conference on Human Settlements held. 1999–1999 Istanbul bombings. 21st century, 2000 city expands to include districts of Avsla, Bagsla, Bahçelievler, Esenler, Ungören, Maltepe, Sultanbeyli, and Tuzla. Population 10,018,735. 2003 Istanbul Pride begins. November 2003 Istanbul bombings. Miniatürk Park opens. 2004 City boundaries become coterminous with those of Istanbul Province. Kadir Topbaş becomes mayor of Greater Istanbul. March 9, 2004 Attack on Istanbul restaurant. June City hosts 2004 Istanbul Summit. 2005 Sarbanchi Performing Arts Center opens in Tuzla. 2007 April Republic protest. Şuraya Opera House in Kadıköy. 2008 Istanbul expands to include districts of Arnavutköy, Ataşehir, Başakşehir, Beylikdüzü, Çekmeköy, Esenyurt, Sancaktepe, and Sultan Gazi. The 1st of February 2008 Istanbul fireworks explosion in Davutpaşa. July 2008 Istanbul bombings. Labor strike in Tuzla. 2009 city districts increased from 32 to 39. Istanbul Congress Center built. Depot Art Space founded. 2010 The 31st of October 2010 Istanbul bomb blast. Baklahorani revived. 2012 The 26th of February 2012 Istanbul rally to commemorate the Kocaeli massacre held. Museum of Innocence opens. Population 13,854,740. 2013 – the 28th of May, Gezi Park protests begin in Taksim Square. The 29th of October, the first phase of the Marmaray project opened for public use. 2014 – the 29th of November, Pope Francis visit to meet with Patriarch Bartholomew and Muslim leaders. Kaygtr Mosque built in Büyükçekmece. 2016 to 28 June, Istanbul Ataturk Airport attack.